There were 10 kids in my middle school language arts classes. 9 of them were a tight-knit group of boys, and then there was me, sitting awkwardly in the corner, too afraid to make eye contact with anyone, and unable to let the teacher read what I wrote until I turned it in. There was this one boy, however, who didn't seem to mind. There was this total jerk in my language arts class. Am I kidding? It was 8th grade. Every boy was a jerk. Anyway, here's the point. We were nothing. We were nothing until we were. The overworked teacher in my language arts class, sick of jerk boy just talking, sat down next to me. Lucky day, right? Lucky me. Not exactly. We were nothing until we were.
Hey. Hi. You don't talk much, do you? That's cool.
And just like in one of those movies, I try to say I don't watch, but the world knows I do. This nothing was suddenly something. The rules of the game were all changed, the lights started to blur. We were nothing until we were. I couldn't stand him. He sounded so shallow, always pointing out the flaws of every girl he knew, while complaining about how he couldn't get a girlfriend. Eventually, though, I became accustomed to it. Not everything he said was so stupid. I just wasn't used to communicating the way he did at the time. Over time, I found myself wondering, is he thinking? Is he doing? Maybe I'll send a text. No big deal. We're just friends, right? It's nothing. But we were nothing until we were. And before I knew what had happened, there was Dirk Boy from language arts class sitting down next to me on a bench in a park on a Saturday. We were nothing until we were. And just like in one of those movies, I try to say I don't watch, but the world knows I do. This nothing was suddenly something. The rules of the game were all changed, the lights started to blur. We were nothing until we were.
What about?
Sure. Believe it or not, he didn't get less attached once we started dating. I had a hard time being in public, so most of our dates ended up consisting of us two sitting on his couch, watching movies and talking for hours on end. And as we got more comfortable with each other, we told each other more. He eventually told me about his struggles, and in return, I shared my struggles with anxiety and food. I really think we were wonderful confidants for each other, and we worked quite well together creatively, often co-writing our stories and essays for school. And I don't know just how I got there, but suddenly I was in love, or something close enough, and we talked and we laughed and we wrote and we read, and it would have been perfect, it could have been perfect, if not for the other stuff. The only problem was his unwillingness to leave it at that. He was quite determined to, shall we say, get physical. And I didn't have a problem with that at first, but over time he got a bit less tactful. I remember him responding to me telling him my dog died with,
That sucks. Wanna make out?
I have to leave. Looking back, I recognized the potential issue pretty early on. I just didn't know how to disappoint him, so I didn't for the next 9 months. I took it all out on myself instead, throwing up everything I ate and pushing myself to the breaking point. After all, I deserved it, right? I didn't deserve his attention, and I hated that I was going way past what I was comfortable to do it for me that I finally broke up with my first and only boyfriend and dealt with the storm that followed. The thing that bothers me, though, is that none of it was really his fault. It's because of how hard I tried to adjust. He was a nice guy. I'm sure he would have just dealt with it if I had said no, but I never did. And from where I am now, I can't believe I wasted so much energy on something so self-induced. It's gotten better. We're able to talk again, and we can be together in small groups without too much awkwardness. I'm still working on not holding myself to the ridiculous expectations I had, but we're getting better. I know we'll get there soon. High school's a brand new adventure. Bigger lockers, bigger classrooms, every boy's still a jerk. And sometimes I still see him and we smile. It's nothing, but I remember what we were. We were young and scared and meant to be. The die was cast for him and me. In life and love, the strangest thing